Let's get real for a second. You're standing in the meat aisle, scanning rows of beef, chicken, and pork, maybe even some salmon. You've heard the rumors. Red meat will give you a heart attack, chicken is the safe bet, and salmon? Well, that's the golden child of the meat family. But what if I told you that the truth about these meats is far more complicated and potentially more dangerous than you think? Today, we're diving into the murky waters of meat myths, uncovering the surprising truth about the most dangerous meat on your plate. First off, let's debunk a common misconception: the whole red meat versus white meat debate. It's not as simple as red meat bad, white meat good. Turns out, the fat content in meat varies dramatically depending on the cut and type. A lean cut of beef can have as little as 5% fat, while a fatty ribeye can pack up to 30%. And guess what? The same goes for chicken. That healthy chicken breast could be as low as 2% fat, but those crispy, juicy thighs? Yeah, you're looking at around 20% fat. But it's not just about how much fat, it's about what kind of fat. We hear a lot about good fats and bad fats, but did you know that even meats contain monounsaturated fats? The same kind of fat found in olive oil? Beef actually has around 45% monounsaturated fat, pork 40%, and chicken 35%. Yes, even the much maligned pork chop is packing some good fats. Now let's talk about the dreaded saturated fat. Conventional wisdom tells us it's a one-way ticket to clogged arteries and heart disease. But here's the kicker: the saturated fat content doesn't vary as much as you might think. Beef clocks in at around 40% saturated fat, pork at 35%, chicken at 30%, and even salmon, yes, the heart-healthy fish, has 20% saturated fat. So, if the fat content is pretty similar across the board, what's the real danger lurking in your meat? Enter omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-3s are the anti-inflammatory heroes found in things like wild-caught salmon and grass-fed beef, omega-6s are the villains, and they're hiding out in CAFO meats. That's concentrated animal feeding operations, aka factory farms. These meats are packed with inflammatory omega-6s thanks to the corn and soy-based diets the animals are fed. And here's where it gets messy. CAFO pork and chicken are the worst offenders. With their unnaturally high omega-6 levels, these meats can crank up inflammation in your body, setting you up for everything from heart disease to arthritis. Grass-fed beef, on the other hand, has a much better omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, and wild-caught salmon? It's basically the poster child for healthy fats. But wait, we're not done. Have you heard of TMAO? Trimethylamine N-oxide is a compound linked to heart disease. And guess where it's found? Yep, meat. But before you panic, let's put this in context. TMAO is only problematic if you have metabolic issues, like insulin resistance or diabetes. And fun fact, fish, which we're all told is heart healthy, actually has higher levels of TMAO than most meats. Yet no one's banning salmon sandwiches anytime soon. So what does this all mean? Well, if you're loading up on factory-farmed chicken and pork, thinking you're making the healthy choice, you might want to think again. These meats are not only higher in inflammatory omega-6s, but can also be laden with antibiotics and other sketchy additives. Meanwhile, grass-fed beef and wild-caught salmon may actually be the safer, and yes, healthier, options, despite their higher price tags. So what's the deadliest meat on your plate? It's not red meat or even pork. It's factory-farmed chicken and pork, the two safe options most people eat every single day. The truth is, it's not about red versus white, lean versus fatty. It's about quality versus quantity, sourcing versus sacrificing. Want to make a healthier choice? Swap those CAFO chicken breasts for pasture-raised poultry. Opt for grass-fed beef, and yeah, go ahead and splurge on that wild-caught salmon. Because when it comes to your health, it's not just what you eat, it's what your food ate that really matters. If you found this video meaningful and interesting, drop a comment below and share your experience. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find this content useful. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.